just because you cannot really divide space. We have to think better. See, an outside object can be kept inside or outside. Space is a concept. A concept is not an object. It doesn't have nama rupa. It is only what is called parameter of experience. Space is not something you can see. Bring half a kg of space. You can't say that. It weighs so much. You can't say that. It looks like this, it smells like this, it sounds like this, it tastes like this, it feels like this. You cannot say about space. It is purely a mental concept. In this connection, you have to understand there are what is called percepts and concepts. What is a percept? Anything that can be experienced through our sense organs is a percept. Anything that is only imagined through our mind is called a concept. For example, friendship. I want Indian friendship. Is there any such animal called Indian friendship? Is there something called Hindu love, Christian love? There is no such. Love is purely a mental concept. Similarly, space is a time-space causation or purely constituents of the mind. Is that point clear? Mm-hmm. So now, when we are talking, oh, there is space inside this room, there is space outside the room, we are trying to divide space into two categories. Actually, you can never divide because it is a mental concept. An object you can divide, but a concept you cannot divide at all. In fact, these walls are also nothing but formation of space. How do you understand that? I have to give you another example. Thakur gives this example. I will come to that. You know, there are places in Arctic areas where ice is formed, the water becomes ice because of severe cold. Do you understand that? Yes. Now, there is a big ice, the water became ice, a big flow is floating. Inside that, there is a space where there is pure water again. So you see, there is water inside that ice block, and it is floating on what? Water. On the water. Keep this imagery in mind. So what is it that is distancing the water inside the ice block and the ocean? What is it?
The form.
No, it is nothing but ice. And what is ice?
Water.
So, ocean also is water. That water inside the ice also is water. Ice also is another form of water only. Keep that in mind. If you keep that in mind, all these bricks, windows, carpets, what we call a room, a house, is made up of what? Space. I will try to explain it. It is nothing but space perceived in a different form is called a house, a man, an animal, a tree, any object. Every object is nothing but pure space looked in a particular way. How hard it is for us to believe, but that is the truth. But to make this explanation a little bit easier, our Vedanta gives us. Straight away if I tell you, you are made out of space, you won't believe it. But I will try to give you two ways to understand this. Hope it will clear the point. According to Vedanta first. So, what is the first creation? Space. From space came what? Akashat Vayuhu. Air. Air became what? Fire. Fire became what? Water. Water became what? Earth. And we have all come from. So ultimately, who is our great grandfather?
Space.
Right? Space. Is it not right? Okay. Now I will tell you how science views this. Here is a elephant, and here is a human being. Here is a mosquito. Keep this. So, who is the parent of the human being? His parents. From where did he come? From his parents. Where from the mosquito came? From its parents. Where from the elephant has come? From its parents. So you go on like this. So ultimately you will see everything has come out of one material. What is that? Matter. And if you go further, matter has come out of another material. What is that? Energy. And ultimately energy came from its father, parent. What is the parent of energy? Space. You know, these are all grosser manifestations of space. What is Vayu? Energy. Vayu means prana. Vayu works as prana, energy. And it became, you know, see, this is such a wonderful subject. Akasha became Vayu. Vayu became Agni became water. Water became Prithvi. And from the whole known galaxies or whatever, how the galaxies are formed? Out of what? Pure energy. They came out of energy and they go back into energy. So you see how wonderful the explanation. Ultimately, if we trace our origins, ultimately we end up with what? Space. But space also is a creation. So what, where from did it come out? Brahman. Ultimately, Brahman. Ultimate reality, Brahman. Consciousness, pure consciousness. So we are all products of what? Pure consciousness only. Now do you see what am I leading at? So there is inside and outside. It is an artificial divisions. There is no inside, there is no outside. It is everything is inside our consciousness. These are difficult concepts, I know, but listen and go on thinking about them. Slowly we will understand. We are nothing but pure consciousness. Our life is nothing but pure consciousness. In fact, I will tell you what your thoughts are. That is what you are. What makes you happy? Your thoughts. What makes you unhappy? Your thoughts. What makes you think you are living? Your thought. What makes you think you are dead? Yeah, Mullah Nasruddin, very miserly fellow. So one day he lost his consciousness. So the doctor was called and declared him as dead. Few minutes, and then he took his fee and went away. Few minutes later, his wife was sitting, weeping. This fellow slowly opened his eyes and said, "Why are you weeping? I am not dead." Wife got so angry and said, "You think you know better than the doctor?" Keep quiet. So he had no option but to fall back and keep quiet. Meanwhile, the word spread, he was dead. The villagers came and took him on a bier, or taking him to the crematorium. Now it needs, some money to be spent. So he was furiously thinking, if I open my eyes, get up, sit down and say I am not dead, then all that expenses I have to bear. I better keep quiet. So death is nothing but a thought. Just as waking, dream and deep sleep are what? States of our mind. Not states of consciousness, states of our mind. But all these states are taking place with the basis of only one. What is that? Consciousness. I am in the Jagrata Avastha now. I am in the dream state now. I am in the deep sleep state now. And again, so the time will come, I am going to die. So I am dead. But it is just like waking up to another life. That is what the scriptures are telling. The death is nothing but entering into another life. It is only a longer sleep. And therefore, there is nothing called death. And therefore, there is nothing called life. Everything is a state of thought only. Life is nothing but a state of thought. This we can understand. If you are unhappy, that is a state of your mind. Yeah, what is your unhappiness will become happiness to somebody else. See the interesting thing. A husband and wife quarreling. He says, why did I marry? The wife was telling to her husband, so what a fool I had been to marry you. Husband said, yes, I knew that. If you had been wise, you would not have married me. Because you are a fool, you married me. So I want to divorce from you. This is the quarrel going on. The neighbor is like, how wonderful if they get divorced. I can marry this beautiful woman. One fellow is telling, I want to get rid of her. Another fellow is saying, I want to. These are all nothing but thoughts. Even delusion is a thought. Delusion is nothing where. You see there is a rope, but you see it as a snake. Where is that snake? Snake is not there. Snake is here. Yeah. One lady, is inviting one of our Swamis. Swami, you come to our house. I will feed you many snakes. Snacks. Snakes. So, all are thoughts only. That's why the final conclusion of Vedanta, Manayeva Manushyanam Karanam Bandha Mokshayo. Mind alone, it thinks I am bound, so therefore, it thinks I am released. Really, nothing is bound, nothing is released. It's like a dream. You see the point? Suppose you dream. You are a fine person, you have not committed any crime. Suddenly police come and arrest you. What would be thinking? Oh, I am bound. Then somebody comes and says, oh no, this is a good person, he can't commit any crime. And the police find out, yes, it was a mistake. So they release you. Then what would be your thought? I am free, I am released. Then you wake up and say, who took you to the police station? Your thought. And who released you? Your own thought. So when you are in the jail, you felt bad. When you are outside, you felt very happy. Both are where? Both are nothing but thoughts. So what is spirituality? Spirituality is train the mind in such a way that it will only look at everything in a happy state. That's why I give this illustration always. There was one disciple, and he wanted to progress in spiritual life. He went to his guru and said, help me. And the guru said, are you serious? You really want to progress in spiritual life? He said, yes. Then you go to such and such a person and pay money and get abused for 3 years. Abused. So this fellow was sincere. He went. He was paying everyday money to get abused for 3 years. He paid. And after 3 years, he went to the Guru. Guru said, now go to Syria and there you will meet your Guru, real Guru. He will guide you to God. So this man went to Syria. As soon as he entered Syrian gates, he saw an old man and he started abusing this fellow right and left. This fellow started dancing with joy.